My brother stood up at the company dinner and looked me dead in the eye. "Let's be honest," he said. "Some people build, some people coast, and some are just dead weight." Everyone went quiet. He smiled. The CFO coughed. My parents stared at their plates. I didn't flinch, because what he didn't know was that I'd already signed the papers. The purchase agreement was in my car. The LLC was filed. The votes were locked. In 48 hours, I wouldn't just own a stake in the company. I'd own him. But to understand how I got here, you need to go back 6 months. So drop your country and the time in the comments. Let me know you're here. And hit subscribe, because you're going to want to see how this ends. This is the story of how I went from dead weight to majority control, and how I made sure he never saw it coming. I was always the quiet one. My brother? He was the golden child. Loud. Confident. The kind of guy who could sell anything to anyone. Our parents loved that. When we both joined the family manufacturing business after college, he went straight to sales. I went to logistics. Unglamorous. Boring. The kind of work nobody notices until it breaks. He got promoted to regional manager in 2 years, then VP of operations in 4. I stayed in the back office. Audits. Vendor reconciliation. Process optimization. People forgot I existed. But I was learning. See, I had a mentor. His name was Richard. He was a retired CFO, a family friend who'd sold his own company years ago. He taught me portfolio building, capital structure, how to read a balance sheet for leverage points. Keep records, he told me. Every email, every meeting note, every number. So I did. I had spreadsheets going back 5 years. I had a separate investment account nobody knew about. I tracked every decision my brother made, every contract he signed, every vendor he approved. I wasn't paranoid. I was prepared, and I didn't know I'd need it all, until the day he walked into my office with a lawyer and a termination plan. It was a Thursday afternoon. My brother walked in with the CFO and a guy I'd never seen before. Corporate attorney. "We need to talk," he said. I closed my laptop. "We're restructuring," the CFO started. "Streamlining operations to prepare for growth." My brother cut him off. "Your role is being eliminated." Just like that. I didn't say anything. "It's not personal," he continued. "It's business. And honestly, you've been dead weight for years. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it." The attorney slid a folder across my desk. "Severance package. 6 months. Health benefits through the end of the year. Very generous considering." I opened it. The number was insultingly low. "I need some time to think," I said. My brother laughed. "There's nothing to think about. This is happening. The board votes Monday. Then I'll have an answer by Monday." He leaned forward. "Don't make this ugly. You've coasted on the family name long enough. Go find something you're actually good at." The attorney stood. The CFO wouldn't look at me. My brother paused at the door. "This isn't a negotiation. Don't embarrass yourself." Then they left. I sat there for a long time. Then I opened a folder on my desktop labeled contingency. By Friday afternoon, my keycard stopped working on the executive floor. Security escorted me to my office to collect personal items. "Just protocol," they said. I got an email from HR. Subject line, transition protocol. Then the family group chat exploded. My dad, "Your brother explained everything. Sometimes we have to accept our strengths lie elsewhere." My mom, "We support you no matter what. But he knows what's best for the company." My sister sent a separate text. "Are you okay?" I didn't answer. 2 people I thought were allies in the company went silent. No return calls, no texts. It was like I'd already been erased. I sat in my apartment that night staring at a physical folder I kept in my safe. It was labeled contingency. Inside were 6 months of work, financial models, shareholder breakdowns, LLC formation documents, a pre-approved credit line, and a business card. Margaret Chen, M&A attorney. Everyone thought I'd just fold, walk away quietly, take the severance and disappear. I let them think that, because sometimes the best move is the one nobody sees coming. Let me take you back 3 months. I met Margaret Chen at a coffee shop downtown. I brought a thumb drive and a 1-page summary. "I want to buy control of my family's company," I said. "Is it possible?" She looked at the shareholder breakdown. Parents owned 60%. My brother had 15. I had 10. Outside investors held 15. If you can secure the outside block and get one parent to abstain or proxy to you, you control the vote, she said. What do I need? Money, speed, and leverage. I already had the first 2. I'd been building an investment portfolio for 4 years. Richard had taught me well. I had $800,000 in liquid assets. We formed a shell LLC the next week, Apex Holdings. Then I went to my bank with a business plan and the shareholder structure. They pre-approved an acquisition line of credit for $8.2 million. Margaret walked me through the buy-sell clauses in our operating agreement. There were options nobody had looked at in years. "You're not just buying a stake," she said. "You're buying control." I signed the LLC papers that afternoon. Nobody knew. Not my brother. Not my parents. Nobody. But I still had one problem. I needed to move fast. And my brother was about to make it a lot easier. The weekend before the board vote, my brother made his next move. A trade journal published a tiny article. Headline, "Founding Family Member Steps Back Amid Restructure." It had quotes from an unnamed source. I knew exactly who. Then he started working the outside investors privately. One of them, a guy named Eric, had gone to business school with me. He called Saturday morning. "Your brother's offering us board seats if we back him Monday. He's talking about expansion. New facilities. He says you're holding the company back." "What do you think?" I asked. "I think he's desperate. But I'm a fiduciary. If he has a real plan, I have to listen." "What if I have a better one?" He paused. "I'm listening." "Then my brother called me directly. "I saw you haven't signed the severance yet," he said. "Don't make me get a restraining order. Just take the money and go." "A restraining order for what?" "Don't play dumb. I know you're upset. Don't do anything stupid. Don't embarrass the family." He hung up. I had 36 hours until the board meeting. I made 3 calls. The first was to Eric and the other outside investors. The second was to Margaret Chen. The third was to my mother. And I had something to show all of them. I'd hired a forensic accountant 2 months earlier. Quiet, discreet. Someone Richard recommended. I gave him 5 years of company financials and told him to look for anything irregular. He found it. 4 vendor contracts my brother had approved personally, all to the same logistics company. The owner, my brother's college roommate. Over 2 years, those contracts cost the company $342,000 more than market rate. Conflict of interest. Undisclosed relationship. Breach of fiduciary duty. I sent the report to Eric Saturday afternoon. "If you back him," I said, "you're backing this." He called me an hour later. "We'll sell. What's your offer?" I offered 12% above the book value for their 15% block. Margaret filed the share purchase agreement that night. Then I called my mom. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just asked her one question. "Do you trust him with your legacy?" I emailed her the forensic report. She didn't answer right away. Sunday morning, she sent a single text. "I won't vote tomorrow. This is between you two now." That was all I needed. By Sunday night, I owned 25% of the company. I just needed one more move. I wanted to understand why. Why push me out so hard? Why now? The forensic accountant had flagged something else. A cross-reference. My brother's LinkedIn showed posts about a side venture, luxury car investments, diversifying income streams. I ran a public record search. He'd taken a personal loan 18 months ago. $178,000. The collateral? A projected bonus tied to a future equity event. He was betting the company would sell or go public within 2 years. He'd cash out, pay the loan, and walk away clean. But the company wasn't ready. Revenue was flat. Margins were tight. So he had another plan. Cut costs, consolidate control, push out anyone who might question him, then force a sale to private equity within 12 months. I wasn't dead weight. I was a threat. Because I asked questions. I checked the numbers. I slowed him down. He didn't need me gone because I was bad at my job. He needed me gone because I was good at it. It was never about competence. It was desperation dressed up as strategy. And now I knew exactly what to do. Because he'd just handed me every piece of leverage I needed. Sunday night, I sat in my car outside my brother's house. Margaret had sent the final documents an hour earlier. A special shareholder meeting notice. A tender offer for my brother's 15% at book value. $1.9 million. Far less than he thought it was worth. But the operating agreement allowed it under specific conditions. Undisclosed conflicts of interest was one of them. I signed everything in the car. Scanned it. Sent it back. Margaret filed the motion at 11 p.m. My mother had already sent her written abstention to the corporate secretary. The outside investors had confirmed their sale to Apex Holdings. I now controlled 25% directly. With my mother abstaining, my brother couldn't get the votes to push his restructuring through, and I had the option to force him out entirely. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't need to. The hard part was over. I'd already won. Monday morning, I put on a suit. I grabbed the folder with every receipt, every document, every proof, and I drove to the office. My brother walked into the conference room at 9 a.m., smiling. He thought he owned the room. He had no idea I already owned the company. The board meeting started exactly on time. My brother stood at the head of the table. He had a presentation queued up. "Thank you all for coming," he said. "Today we're voting on a restructuring that will position us for sustainable growth." He clicked to the first slide. My name was in red under departures. "As you know, we're streamlining operations. This is necessary. This is smart. And I'm confident you'll all agree." Margaret Chen stood up. She was sitting in the guest chair I'd reserved. "Excuse me," she said. "Before we proceed, I need to distribute updated materials." She slid a packet in front of every board member. My brother's face went pale. "What is this?" "A special meeting notice filed last night," Margaret said calmly, "along with disclosure of material conflicts of interest and a share transfer effective as of Saturday." The CFO opened his packet. His eyes went wide. "The outside investors sold?" "Correct," Margaret said. "To Apex Holdings LLC, 15%. All voting rights transferred." My brother looked at me. "What did you do?" I spoke for the first time. "I bought them out." "You don't have that kind of money." "I do. And Apex Holdings is mine." The room went completely silent. Margaret continued. "As of this morning, Apex Holdings controls 25% of voting shares. Mrs. Calloway has filed an abstention due to conflict of interest. That leaves Mr. Calloway here with 15%, insufficient to pass any resolution." My brother tried to speak. Nothing came out. I stood up. "You called me dead weight," I said, "but I've carried this company for years. I've cleaned up your messes, I've fixed your mistakes, and I've been quiet about it." I placed the forensic audit on the table. "Until now." The CFO picked it up. His face went gray. $342,000, I said, "paid to a vendor owned by your college roommate, undisclosed, unapproved by the full board. That's breach of fiduciary duty." My brother stood up. "This is insane. You can't just—" "I already did." Margaret laid out the tender offer. "You have two options," I said. "Resign as VP, stay on as a salaried director of sales, or face an ethics review, and I execute the buyout clause at book value." He stared at me. The CFO looked down. My mother on the phone said quietly, "I support this." My brother's lawyer whispered something to him. He didn't answer. He just walked out. The meeting adjourned 10 minutes later. I was named acting COO, and just like that, it was over. My brother took the deal. He's still with the company. Regional sales director. He's good at it, honestly. He works hard. He meets his numbers. But he doesn't have a board seat. He doesn't make strategic decisions, and he doesn't get to call anyone dead weight ever again. I restructured the vendor contracts within a month. We recovered $200,000 in the first quarter, just by renegotiating at market rate. Revenue climbed 18% by the end of the year. My parents came around slowly. My dad sent a short email 3 months later. "You were right. I'm sorry I didn't see it. My mom and I have coffee every Sunday now. We don't talk about the company much, but the trust is coming back." I kept my brother employed because firing him would have been easy. And easy isn't always right. He made mistakes. He was desperate. He was cruel. But he's still family. And I didn't do this for revenge. I did it because someone had to protect what we'd built. Someone had to ask the hard questions. Someone had to stand up when it mattered. That someone was me. I donated part of my first-year profit to a financial literacy nonprofit, $25,000. We're launching a community program next spring. Because power isn't about crushing people. It's about knowing when to be silent and when to move. It's about preparation. It's about keeping your receipts and knowing your worth. My brother thought I was dead weight because I was quiet. He didn't understand that quiet people see everything. We take notes. We build cases. We wait for the right moment. And when that moment comes, we don't shout. We just show the paperwork. I'm not dead weight. I never was. And neither are you. If you've ever been underestimated at work or in your family, tell me your story in the comments. What did you do? How did you handle it? I read every single one. And if this story meant something to you, hit subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. Power isn't loud. It's prepared. And it's yours the moment you stop waiting for permission. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization based on real experiences and is not legal or financial advice. Always consult professionals for your specific situation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.